The control number on the treatise middle letter is different.
Thank you. Call the meeting to order for the Economic Development Committee. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Palomera,
Here.
Commissioner Bacon McCormick, Commissioner Kinlock has requested an excuse. Commissioner Clemente. Here. Commissioner Baydoun.
Here.
Commissioner Wilson. Chair Anderson.
Present. Commissioner Wilson said he would be a little late.
You have a quorum present.
Next on the agenda, I have no remarks.
C, approval of the May 20th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve is in order.
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the minutes have been approved for the May 20th meeting. Madam Clerk, next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Seeing none, moving on.
Item 1, under new business, forwarding notification of the rescheduling of a public information meeting regarding Wayne Disposal, Inc.'s hazardous waste license application in Van Buren Township.
Okay, this is a receiving file, so we don't need a vote to move it on, right?
Please.
Oh, okay, sorry. Take a motion to receive and file.
So moved. Support.
Support. It's been moved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, that item's been moved on to full board. And number 2.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to revise the Wayne County Property Assess Clean Energy Program Terms and Conditions.
Okay, this is an action item. Son? Oh, my finger. It's not bleeding. Welcome if you identify yourself and thank you.
Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Hassan Sheikh. I'm the Director of Economic Development here for the county. So on December 5th in 2013, the Wayne County Commission established a PACE program. It's been one of the most successful programs to speed. We've been able to finance over $100 million, having us being one of the leaders in this space. The terms and conditions were set forth in the PACE program report at that time. Today, the Department of Economic Development respectfully requests your consideration and approval to revise and update the Wayne County PACE program report. PACE is a financing tool that enables cash flow, positive investment in comprehensive energy efficiency, water efficiency, and renewable energy projects. By financing such projects through PACE, businesses can eliminate the need for upfront capital and spread the cost over up to 25 years so that the savings generated from the project are greater than the annual PACE loan repayment, generating immediate positive cash flow. The revisions in the PACE statute include the following. Right here. So at the state level, they updated what the statute is up at the state. So for us, we need to update it to come into compliance with that. It's made it more flexible, so more folks can be included in the PACE program in terms of who can actually apply for the financing. Right now, it's not going to be limited to, but insulation in walls, roofs, floors, foundations, heating and cooling distribution systems, storm windows and doors, multi-glazed windows and doors, heat absorbing or heat reflecting glazed and coated window and door systems, additional glazing, reductions in glass area and other windows and door system modifications that reduce energy consumption, automated energy control systems, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning and distributing system modifications or replacements, caulking, weather stripping, air sealing, replacement or modification of lighting fixtures to reduce the energy of the lighting system, energy recovery systems, daylighting systems, installation or upgrade of electrical wiring or outlets to charge motor vehicles, as well as anything else that could come into the purview of energy efficiency. This program is specifically there for financing the pieces of sustainable energy efficient development. And anything that comes within that purview, then those dollars are able to be used for that purpose. For retrofits or rehab projects, the option for the property owner to waive the energy savings guarantee, and for new construction, the energy savings guarantee is no longer required. To establish a common sense approach for new construction projects requiring the building to be built above Michigan Energy Code as well. In addition, the PACE statute was amended to include environmental hazard projects as eligible for PACE financing. This includes mitigation of lead, heavy metal, PFAS contamination in potable water systems, mitigation of lead paint contamination, mitigation of the effects of floods or drought, and all of the terms and conditions in the PACE program report shall remain in full force and effect, but it's simply just updating our report to reflect what's been updated at the state statute. Online, we also have Mary representing Leading Green, who operates our PACE programming financing system, as well as Corp Counsel Patricia Moore, who is our lead on all of our PACE reports.
You mentioned something about. Sorry, you mentioned something about lead lines. So is that going to be available that the particular community has to apply for that, or does the county apply for that to replace some of those lines?
So this is specifically with developments. So this is a development-based tool for anybody that wants to say it's an old building, and it's an older, aged building. They're trying to get it up to speed. For example, an example, the Cambria Hotel. Right downtown was one of our examples of a PACE project. There are numerous projects that have been, here in the county, but what they take that is, okay, well, do they need updating to their lead lines? Do they need updating to their windows, to their roofing, to whatever they might be? They can apply. And none of this is county dollars. These are all private funded, privately financed dollars.
Okay, thank you. Any questions by committee members? Commissioner McCormick?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What's the process of applying for the PACE? What's the process?
Yep, Mary, are you on?
I am.
Looks like-
Hello.
Mary, do you want to walk us through the process for applying for a PACE financing loan?
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much for entertaining this amendment. The process is that a private property owner can seek out Leading Green Michigan by being referred by the county or any of the Economic Development Department or others who have used the financing. And we'll do a quick phone screening about several very important factors, particularly that it has to be privately owned. It has to be within a PACE jurisdiction, which Wayne County is. So we do some quick screening. And then after that, we connect people to lenders and contractors and energy auditors to assess the situation and make sure that it's PACE eligible and meets the requirements of the state statute.
And I'll add to that, whenever we have meetings with developers, our toolkit in terms of trying to, our attraction, retention, and expansion team, whenever we're looking at new development, when we're talking about tools that are available to them, PACE is one of the tools that we mention to every single developer that comes in and, hey, this is something that might be available for you. And it's up to the private investor on if they want to, utilize that tool and or apply for it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions by commissioners? Seeing none, entertain a motion to move approval.
Approval. Support.
Then moved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the item 2 is approved. Item 3, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of a 2-year grant agreement with the U.S. Department of Energy for a pilot program to introduce electric vehicles into the county fleet and place charging stations at the County Field Engineering Permits Office.
Okay, I think it's, is that on the agenda? Okay. Excuse me for just a moment. So we should mention this?
Yes.
Oh, just to receive and file.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought we did that already. Wasn't that it? Rescheduling? Everyone, hold on just a moment. Let the record note that Commissioner Wilson is present. Thank you.
And I am here. Even though I said something.
Okay. And
Just
Commissioner
saying.
Capone.
Don't leave me out.
So-
I
What's that?
came in late too,
Go ahead.
so that's why.
can add this on if
Thank
you, yes.
Okay, okay, all right, just remind me. So, item 3. Mhm. Madam Clerk, item 3.
I read it into the record. Would you like me to read it again?
Pardon me? I'm sorry.
Just read it again.
Item 3, requesting commission
Yeah,
approval.
oh, you read it, really? I'm sorry.
Nobody's paying attention. Read it again.
Yeah,
Item 3, requesting commission approval of a 2-year grant agreement with the U.S. Department of Energy for a pilot program to introduce electric vehicles into the county fleet and place charging stations at the County Field Engineering Permits Office.
Good morning again. Hassan Sheikh, Director of Economic Development.
Good morning, Erin Kelly, Sustainability and Innovation. Okay. So what we have here is a grant acceptance for our EECBG funds. These are pilot funds to support the county in diversifying our fleet. So we have, I believe it's 587 vehicles that the county is responsible for, and these pilot funds will support us in taking first steps around understanding what it means to own and operate electric vehicles for county staff purposes, and also operate and manage charging infrastructure.
A lot of times when we talk about, sustainability and the way that we want to go into the future, we gotta walk the walk, not just talk the talk, and leading by example. And this is an opportunity for us to do so with grant-funded dollars, and it's an excellent opportunity for us. Hopefully with your approval here and then approval of full board, to take these dollars and put them into good use.
okay. Any questions? Yes, Commissioner Bellemare.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I support this and will make the motion to approve it. There's been a considerable amount of discussion coming from Washington about how electric vehicles are viewed. I see this as a 2-year agreement. Are we getting the whole 487,000 up front for 2 years? Because I'm not convinced with what I'm hearing that if it were getting 240 now, that there'll be 240 next year. So do you have any indication? Are we getting the whole 487 now?
These funds are highly reimbursable, and so the county will submit for a single reimbursement once work is complete. We've been in constant coordination with the program folks at the federal side to ensure that funds exist. This has supported the county's ongoing risk assessment work around these issues, and we are working very hard to come into alignment with any emergent shifts in.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this time, as you know, there was a freeze on all the grants, and we were assessing which ones, we might have to take a look at. At the current moment, from our conversations at the federal side, as well as taking a look at it itself, we are pretty comfortable and confident. Now, again, things can change at any given moment. We have a plan for when that happens, but right now, moving forward, we are comfortable that these dollars will be there.
Thank you. I'll move approval.
Thank you. Same concern I had when I saw that. Yes, Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mhm.
So once this is approved, how quickly are you going to be starting this project?
We'll be working to bring you all some input from a procurement process to weigh in on a vendor and be able to take next steps. We've been working very closely with our colleagues and comrades in DPS to ensure we can hit the ground running.
Okay, Yes, I had the same concern that Mr. Palmer had, and I think we need to be expedient and best we can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your concerns are shared across this table, and we're definitely not going to be sitting on our hands for sure. So we will be definitely moving as quickly as possible to get the work underway.
Thank you. It's been moved and supported to
Just a quick
approve the.
question. I
Oh.
just wanted to clarify, do we know how many charging stations that we might be able to purchase with this and the locations that?
Yep, so they are all targeted for the permit engineering office, and the funds would support up to 8 vehicles and up to 4 dual port charging stations.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Commissioner Wilson has a question.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Chair. Just quickly, obviously, credits don't come into play here because the credits for the EV and the
Yep.
charging stations and all that, this is a
Well-
grant. So does that come into play? Because as we all know, number 47 and Mr. Musk slapping each other around because of the same issue, the EV credits that were taken away from his Tesla company. And that's what started this big rigmarole. So do we have any?
There are some provisions to IRS codes that were put in place under the prior administration called direct pay or elective pay. Those are very difficult to retract, and currently the direct pay or elective pay credits, which extended the tax credits that private sector has been eligible to use to government and to nonprofits. We have been working internally to establish the county's eligibility for direct pay. It's a rather lengthy process. The current plan is to expend grant dollars to accomplish this scope. If the county was to spend county level dollars, we're targeting the county's eligibility to file for direct pay, which are tax credits related to electric vehicles, electric vehicle charging stations, and solar. We are targeting that eligibility. But with these funds, we are working to expend the grant resources to accomplish this work. And I will be coming back to you about direct pay.
Thank you very much for that answer. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you.
It's been moved and supported for item 3 to be approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Seeing none, item 3 is approved. Madam Clerk.
Moving to the addenda, item 4, requesting commission approval of the Wayne County 2025 Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Action Plan to allow the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to reallocate funds from the CDBG-DR program to the county.
Once again,
Good morning, Hassan Sheikh, Director of Economic Development.
thank you.
Betsy Palazzolo, Community Development Division Director.
We've come before this body and provided an update in the past. Yesterday, we held a public hearing that Commissioner Dobb was present at, and we appreciate her presence there, where we went through and gave a 45-minute or 50, nearly between 45 minutes to an hour-long presentation on the program and the ins and the outs, and took public comments on that was required. Today, we're back in front of you guys to get this moving. As we mentioned in the past, this is different than our normal allocation. We are on a shorter timeline of trying to get this action plan submitted to HUD. The deadline for that is June 20th. But at the same time, the data collection and gathering is continuing, and we're taking public comment until the 16th. And then when we go forth and take individual actualized projects, that then we'll be sharing that. But right now, what we're submitting is the action plan, which is in bucket format. With that, I'll pass it over to Betsy to give a little more information.
Yeah, and then I just wanted to clarify, the reason why there's the dates are weird on this is because we were asked to change the way that it was loaded into the TCM system. So you all had previously approved the admin action plan, which was for a $3.5 million portion of the 70 million. And so then they said that they asked that we deduct the amount to demonstrate so that the total amount in the system wouldn't go over the 70. But this is for the full action plan, which is inclusive of that 3.5 million amount. So that's why it's a little bit strange. But like Hassan was saying, the action plan is, as we would call it, a blueprint. It is indicative of the types of projects the county has identified that could use that funding. And the public comment has been really helpful because it's actually demonstrated where our resident priorities are. And as a result, we're going to be making some shifts from what you've all seen in the draft before we submit it to HUD. And one of those really has been the really deep and wide sort of awareness of mitigation needs in the county. So the understanding that we had really bad flooding in 2023. My property flooded in 24, it flooded in 25, it flooded in 21. And so just knowing that we have a lot of infrastructure challenges given some of the changes in the types of weather we've been getting. And so it's really been great. Like I said, we've been partnering with Public Works, Public Services. We've been reaching out to every one of the 43 communities to request projects from them. I would say last night's public hearing helped to fill in some of those details as well.
And I'll add that these dollars are tied back to the storm in 2023 specifically. So, you know, while we're looking forward, there has to be a tie back for whatever projects are attached to the storm in 2023.
And just for everyone's benefit, there's a video available right at the Zoom, was recorded. And could you tell us how folks can access that, people that are watching if they were watching this hearing?
Yes, so the video has not been uploaded yet. We're going to put that on the same CDBG-DR website where we have the town hall notice, the draft action plan, the form for public comments, as Hassan mentioned. We are able to accept public comments until June 16th. And that's the same website where we're going to be continually uploading updates throughout the 6 years of the grant. And that website is https://engage.waynecountymi.gov/cdbgdr-grant.
And we'll send you guys this link after this meeting. We'll make sure we share the link with you also, you have access to it. And again, yesterday's meeting, the presentation will be uploaded to that website as well.
Will there be some type of a link or a tab on the county's website, the splash page or the page that they see when they log on to waynecounty.com?
So there's some, the primary Wayne County website, my understanding is that it's been in the process of being updated for maybe well over a year now. So we've been using the Engage Wayne County website. And if you go to that front page and just scroll down a little bit, on the right-hand side, there is a DR, like big kind of tile. And if you click that, it takes you right to the page.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't think we had a motion on this item yet, but someone
Motion to approve. Support.
been moved and approved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pardon me? Yes.
Through the chair to this honorable body, just to clarify, you stated that you're going to make some changes based on the comment.
Commission counsel, would you just
Oh.
identify yourself for the record? That's all.
I apologize. Felicia
we all
Johnson,
know.
Commission Counsel. Just to clarify what you just indicated, you stated that based on the comments, you were going to make some shifts, so there will be changes to the plan. And I need clarification on what you mean by changes of the plan, because we have a plan before us. So are you suggesting you're going to edit this after commission approval before you submit it to HUD? Is that what we're saying?
So we are, the main activity that we have before us is to publicly account for and respond to all of those comments. And so there will be a standalone document that gets posted as well as attached to the action plan that provides a listing in sort of digest form of all the comments that we received and the county's response to those comments. Separately, as some of the questions have come through from this honorable body, from residents, we've been sort of pointed out some of the places in the draft where maybe it's not very clear, maybe there was a little bit of an issue with one of the sentences. So we're going to be making some clerical changes and edits to that draft action plan.
So I'm confused when you call it a draft action plan, because when it's approved by the commission, it's not draft. So we'll have a conversation afterwards. Perhaps some amendments will be done before full board or something to make sure we can try to address.
So just if I may, so with the process with this, we will be putting this plan forth in front of and submitting it to HUD. Based on data gathering, we have 6 years to spend the funds. Continuously based on that data, if we need to make adjustments in that area, then an amendment will come back to this body to amend the plan that's in front of you. So this is the plan right now that we're moving to submit to HUD. And then if there's any amendments made to that plan, it will come back in front of you all to say, and to make sure you guys are aware that there's for an amendment of how these buckets are spread out.
And this is something that is when Hassan at the very beginning said this is not our normal action planning process, that's part of what he was indicating. This is a very contracted process with very strict timelines. And we we've been talking earlier about other grants. We have been very determined to not get an extension, very determined to not bring additional notice to this. And we, unfortunately, and we stated this months ago as well, that it would be the case, in order to provide commission with as much review time as possible, we were running commission review concurrent with public comments. And so there were sort of by default going to be some edits within that time period. And so that is where we are today. But again, all of those, any changes, any substantial amendments, any non-substantial amendments to the plan in the future will all be posted on the website. Substantial amendments will come back to commission. And part of the nature of the DR program is predicated on this understanding that there will be substantial amendments throughout the way, because it's a large amount of funding. It's a lot of data synthesis. And frankly, we need some of the funding to be able to work towards that. That's why we got the admin money down early. And so again, as we go throughout the process, as we work with DPS and other partners to refine which projects actually get funded, there will be those changes and the buckets may shift.
And Betsy, if you can clarify as well, substantial amendments will be coming back to this body, but if you want to just maybe explain a little bit of what a non-substantial amendment is, so that can be clear to the body in terms of what that means.
Yes, and this is also information I provided to commission staff. So a substantial amendment is going to be where you're changing more than 10% of the award, where you're deleting or adding activities, where you're making substantial changes to the eligibility for participation in one of those activities. Those are all substantial amendments that we would come back with public review on. Non-substantial amendments are going to be things like minor shifts in dollar amounts, clerical changes, refined clarification to certain types of program guidelines. And I will repeat, regardless as to whether or not HUD determines a change substantial or not, each one of those amendments will be published on the DR website with sort of a clear directory chronologically. And then at the front of each one of those additional additions, it will say, this is what changed in digest, and then go back into the document. So there's a very clear chain of custody and transparency involved in this.
I think Commission Counsel has a strong point. I appreciate you bringing that up. Are you satisfied with the process that we're saying approve, and we haven't seen the final product?
Right. So through the chair, it's not uncommon, I believe, with the normal plan that there's that 10% language in there for the discrepancy. As far as actual clerical changes and changes to language, I'm not clear on that. So we'll get with the department afterwards. If they need delegated authority or something, they can make that request, I guess, at full board for that change. Or if we can get those changes made prior to then. So let us talk to the department just to make sure we're all on the same page to get clarity. I'm not quite sure we're on the same page at the moment, but I'm sure we can get there before the full board meeting. And And I don't know if commissioners are clear if this has been determined, but the last time you were here, I had inquired about how the projects will be awarded. So we do two different types now. For our regular HUD, we have some that the commission gives delegated authority because you know the cities or the communities, you know the projects, you know the amounts, and so you give delegated authority. And then there are others that go through an RFP process or like home where they come back to this body. Have we determined, so commissioners are clear, what items will be coming back to this body for approval as opposed to items that the department will just proceed with because of timing issues?
So we have not established that yet. I think there's a good chance that we'll ask for a hybrid. If you look at the sort of buckets of funding, there's one for public services. I think that would make sense potentially that we clear the full overall program with you, and then there's delegated authority for the smaller subrecipients. When we get into some of the multifamily housing development, similarly to the home RFP, we present the high level plan, then we run the program, we put RFPs out, we select and do underwriting, and then we'll present those final deals back to commission. But then there's other things in the plan where we're going to be doing countywide planning studies, some documents that we just don't have, that no one's ever made. Those will just be contracts, and they'll be able to follow all federal and local procurement guidelines, and they'll come back through for review to the full commission.
So just for clarification and for commissioners' edification, so the plan that's before you is not as detailed as your usual plans. This plan is somewhat vague compared to those plans. So when you say that determination will be made, who will make that determination? And will that determination of what requires commission approval and not actually come back here, or will the department unilaterally make that determination later? Because because it's not in the plan now, and I hear you saying that's going to be developed, but I guess I'm trying to understand who's going to be in the process of making that determination for how it ultimately ends up, and will that come back here?
Yes, so each one of those sort of defining the buckets, what does that actually look like? What is the program actually going to be? What is the actual eligibility for? All those types of questions, those all in and of themselves are merit substantial amendments. So they need HUD review, and they also will come back to the full board. And then once those programs are running, that's where we might have discretionary around, oh, this subrecipient needs an extra 5, this subrecipient changed their amount to, those smaller things will come later. But all of those big marquee programs will go back to HUD and to the commission.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. We've got a motion on the table to approve this item in support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Item's approved.
Thank you.
We have a receive and file issue that was just brought to me a little bit ago, but it's from the chair. And it's just for the, pardon me?
We can read it into the record.
You gotta read it into the record
Yes.
now? Oh, okay, all right. So it has to do with the waste disposal issue. And Madam Clerk, if you'd like to read that into record.
It's a receive and file rescheduling a public information meeting from Thursday, June 26, 2025, from 6:00 p.m. to 8:00 p.m. regarding the hazardous waste management facility operating license application for Wayne Disposal, Inc. The facility is currently permitted to landfill hazardous waste, certain radiological materials, and polychlorinated biphenyl waste.
Okay. So this is just a receive and file, and what's that, a motion? Yeah.
Yep.
I entertain a motion to
Motion to,
move it forward.
yes, yeah.
It's been moved and supported. All
Mr.
those in
Chair.
favor? It's just a notification. Yes.
And I think we're
Commissioner
getting this
McCormick.
because we brought this up in the full board meeting, making sure that we know when these hearings are held so that we can advocate for our community. So
Mhm.
that's, yep. So
Thank you.
I'm glad to see this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, and it's, as has been mentioned, it'll be June 26th. at the Wayne County Community College on Haggerty Road. Anyway, it's been, a motion's been made and supported to receive and file this and send it on to the full board. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, items approved. I believe that's going back to the agenda. Madam Clerk, item F, I believe.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I have none. Do you have
I
anything?
have not been informed of any.
Okay. Item G,
G, public comments.
anyone present at the meeting have anything they wanted to bring up?
We do have someone online on Zoom who had a question in the chat.
Okay,
It's from Daisha Martin. She says, good morning. I'm looking to connect with someone about the Wayne County Business and Community Impact Initiative and is asking who her question should be directed to.
can we,
We sent them the director's information.
pardon me?
We sent Director Shake's information.
Okay. That item, I believe that question has been answered. It's going directly to them. I know the clerk indicated that they would get an answer.
Correct.
Any other questions online, hands raised or anything online? Anyone else?
That was the only public comment online.
Okay. Any other public comments? Seeing none. Next item.
Adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Good, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for being there, yes, thank you for being there. She said this guy is a bad man. And your husband totally made you friendly. Eddie, Eddie be friendly yesterday on Facebook. Oh, yeah. I don't know who he was, the post, two guys. Yeah. Your son moved? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Eddie's wife, beautiful, man, just your whole family. Yeah, yes. This guy's amazing, I'm telling you, that was.